Creative Critical Reflection by Aubree Turner. For my film opening, the title is Watch Out, and it's about paying attention to your surroundings and bringing awareness to kidnapping. The actors are Aubree, Kyle, and Chris. Conventions: the typical innocent victim and the kidnapper lurking, the protagonist searching for the kidnapped victim. Mission scene would be that Chris's clothes are dark and he has on a black hoodie while the other characters had on bright clothes with a wider variety of colors. Sound. Some sounds used are diegetic footprint and non-diegetic soundtrack to add emotion and emphasis to the film. Cinematography would be a wide two shot, and this is a dolly shot in the second photo. Conventions. The title would be that the words are popping up in big, bold, red letters in the opening, which just kind of hints at what's to come later in the film and the type of film that it'll be. Our production company. If I had to choose one, then I would choose a large studio, and the reason I feel this way is because they will pour more money into our film as they are more established, more money. So if I had to choose one, I would choose probably Blumhouse Productions. This was my choice over a bunch of other production companies because I feel like for the type of film I have, they'll be able to work with my film the best as they specialize in those types of films. And if I had to choose a smaller studio, then it may not be pushed out as much. I'll kind of be building up the studio when I'd like to already work with an established studio that will have more money to give to my film. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Okay. My product uses conventions by having the cliche bad guy in the corner lurking. It represents issues because the message behind the film is to be aware of your surroundings. It also addresses topics of kidnapping and stalkers, but it does challenge usual conventions in the sense that it is not dark, as most kidnappings may happen in like a dark alleyway. But my film, it's kind of just out in the open. You can see people walking by. It's happening in broad daylight instead of in the corners lurking and it being dark. It's very bright. How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? My film engages with audiences by creating emotional tension and suspense. It will cause you to feel empathy for the characters as you know what is to come for them. And when I say as you know what is to come, because you can already see Chris lurking in the background of the film. You could already see him following us. We don't know that, but the audience knows that. So it causes them to feel emotion for our characters and to feel empathy and for them to be able to feel for the characters as they know something that the characters don't, which creates emotional tension. It would be distributed through real media, through theaters, so that it can reach a larger audience and spread the message, because the message is to be aware of your surroundings. And I think that's really important nowadays because people are just always on their phones and they're not paying attention, and anything can happen when you're not paying attention. So it's supposed to spread the message that you're supposed to be paying attention and aware of your surroundings at all times. Also through advertisements and commercials, overall promotion so that we can get our film out there and that many people can see. In conclusion, this is how my film engages with audiences. And how did your production skills develop throughout this project? My production skills developed in numerous ways. One way was through directing skills because I directed the film. Also, my editing skills improved as I'm also the editor of my film, and I had to learn how to use the editing software that I use. I wasn't that good at it, but as I proceeded throughout my film, I got better and better and better at it. And during this process, I've learned many things about the editing and film process, and in conclusion, this is how my production skills have improved. And how did I integrate software, hardware, and online in this project? So basically, I integrated it by using an editing software, which helped me create the effects in the film, like the shading used in the film. I use shading so it would have a gloomy effect. While it is in broad daylight, some scenes I wanted to be kind of dark and gloomy, and I wanted it to give that because I wanted it to still be ominous and scary, like you don't know what's to come. Another software would be the sound design to add unsettling music to the background. As bad things happen in the film, there's unsettling music playing, there's scary music playing, there's a crescendo in sound, which is just to add the overall effect and feel of the movie. Regarding hardware, I used a high-quality camera to capture the visuals of my film, and in conclusion, this is how I integrated technologies.